Okay. Maybe that's better. Hey, Scooter Mom. How's the sound? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I was not digging that, and I don't know why it kept going back and forth because I logged out of YouTube on this phone, so it would have been should have been an unknown account. So I don't know. I didn't like it. I don't think that is going to be something I'll be able to do through YouTube. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. Did not like it. So I really liked the quality of the stream last night, but I've got to play with it some more to figure out how to do the dual cams because I do like when I'm on the camera, so it feels like we're talking with each other. Um, but I've got to play with that some more to figure it out. So, yeah, it's going to be a little trial and error and experimentation until I can figure it all out. So, I was just trying YouTube to go through to YouTube to see if just for ease of use. But I didn't like it. That was a pain. It was irritating me. I am not gonna lie. It was irritating the bejesus out of me. I mean, I might try it again later and use one of my other profiles on the second phone. Yeah, it is a little small. I can't zoom in on this, but maybe let me see. That a little bit better? Yes. I do love my diamond painting. Okay. So for diamond painting, I think this is the layout we'll run with. But I'm just gonna keep playing with different softwares to see what works well, what gives me really good results in the stream, and um, simplicity of use. Thanks, Dr. Mark. I know StreamYard works really well. So I know I always at least have that to fall back on. It's just I'm trying to find something that maybe is more app based instead of um, browser based, so that it's a little bit easier as far as getting started and getting the live running. And there's a ton of different streaming platforms out there, so I don't see why I can't find one that will do the majority of what I'm wanting it to do. That's kind of the goal, at least. And no matter what, I know I'm always going to have StreamYard to fall back on if I want dual cameras, or the Stream Elements if I'm going to just use the single camera, until I figure out if I can do dual cams in that. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be. About what time do you think you're going out? Because I'm committed in the afternoon, so. But I am free. I have no plans. So if you're going out earlier, I'm definitely popping in. Okay. Might be able to pop in for a little while. Okay. Yeah, I might be able to pop in for a little while. I want to see how it works for you. I really like the quality of the video that I got. Hello, SP and a TARDIS. Um, I was really, really happy with the quality of the stream, even on a lower signal strength. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I just have to play with it a little bit more to see how easy it is to get the dual cams. 'Cause we all know I like running with my dual cams. So I just got to figure it out. That just takes time sometimes to figure it out. So, but I'm just, and then like I said, I know I always have StreamYard to fall back on, but it would just be much easier if I could use an app base instead of browser base. That would make things a lot easier setup, just like get one phone set up ready to go, get the second phone signed in as a guest so I can have the dual cams like this, and then just hit live and go. This way I have to pull up the browser, I have to get everything set up, I have to pull up the browser on the second phone, I have to get it all set up. For Android it is, not for Apple, and I'm on Android. So, yes! What are your plans for your lives? Oh, Rhodesian Ridgebacks are so stinking cute. Yeah, Android all the way. I don't like how my biggest issue with Apple is um, they the a lot of the operating systems tend to go obsolete much faster. So it forces you to have to buy new phones much sooner, things like that. I can have the same phone for years um, with Android, but Apple, you can do that, but it doesn't work as well. Um, and then a lot of the oh, that sucks. Have you thought about protesting on your own? That's what I do when I go to Vegas. Exactly what Scooter Mom said. Your chat is no different than having a conversation with somebody in your living room. Your house, your rules. You set that early on and you stick to it. Oh, is that where you'd be protesting in Chicago? Yeah, your chat is no different than sitting in your living room. It's an extension of your living room. Okay. Yeah. You don't have to get involved if you don't want to. If your heart is set on protesting, do it. We can never have enough protesters, trust me. Oh, Dr. Mark. Flowers are usually done with dots, and it's a little dotting tool, somewhat similar to my little pens here. But instead of having an open end, it's a little ball on the end. And they come in different sizes for different size dots. That's how they do flowers. And then sometimes they'll take a paintbrush with like 3 hairs in it to draw the lines and blend the paint and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, flowers are super, super easy. Yeah, I used to do my own nails. I just don't have time. I don't sit still long enough for the paint to dry. Yeah, no hiccups. No hiccups. And TARDIS, I hear you. Um, it sucks. Um, but like I said, the easiest way, especially for a smaller channel like you just starting out, the easiest way to handle it is if it's something that you don't want to deal with, your chat is an extension of your house, of your living room. You set the rules and you stick to them. That's the easiest way for a small creator that's just starting out to handle it. If you feel like you get overwhelmed, if it's too much for you to handle while you're trying to learn how to protest and watch everything that's going on around you, and if you can't manage all of it, ban it from your chat. I'm gonna have to check it out. because I got some nails. So, yes, Scooter Mom's got it. Um, you pick 1 or 2 people that you know, that that you can trust, um, and you mod them, and my recommendation would be to try to speak to these people either on the phone or in person, and explain in detail exactly how you want your chat run, um, what is acceptable and what is not, what you'll tolerate and what you won't, and make sure that they're on board and they understand where you stand. If you want to go without mods, like I don't have any mods. I've never had mods. Um, I tend to I've never needed a mod. Yeah, maybe reach out to Israel. I don't know if he's still protesting. Honestly, I don't have time to watch all the streams. I wish I did. Um, I usually will pop in for a few minutes in a chat, say hello to everybody, and chat for a few minutes, and then I'm back out. Um, or Wendy, yeah, Wendy's a good one. Um, watch him. He's good. Um, you can learn a lot from Windy City. Um, from just, as you're just starting out, you could learn a lot from him. Oh, good, good. But I haven't seen Trashy in a while either. I kind of miss him. I used to hang out late nights in his and SRA's chats a lot late at night. So um, I don't know what's going on with them. I just haven't seen them on lately. Yeah, Wendy has been looking for more people. I would reach out to Wendy and give him a chat and get his thoughts on things before you make a final. I did, but I'm going to be honest. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah, we're not going to go into a lot of detail because it's just a lot of um, it's a lot, and we'll just leave it at that. Sunflowers only. I love it. They are my favorite flower, so I'll take it. Yeah. Before you make a final decision about whether you want to protest or not, because I'll support you either way. Um, Before you make a final decision, reach out to Wendy or Israel and kind of pick their brain and see if that's because you'll be, protesting in Chicago. Like I said, you could probably learn a lot from Wendy's. He definitely has the art of head on a swivel and still paying attention to chat and interacting with his chat and still paying attention to what's going on around him. I mean, he's got it pretty well down on how to handle all the different aspects of protesting. So before you make a final decision, maybe reach out to Wendy and see his thoughts on things. because I'd hate for you to make a decision now that you may regret in the future if you don't at least look into the opportunity that's there. But if ultimately you still decide that it's not something that you want to do, you can still come hang out with us. I will gladly have you in my chat, whether it's me sitting here diamond painting and we're just hanging out chatting, or if I go to Vegas and I'm out protesting. So I would gladly have you in my chat. But sometimes when there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of information being thrown at us, we can get overwhelmed. And I'd hate for you to make a decision now that you may not want to keep up with later, or you may regret later. So look at all your options first before you make a final decision. So, because I really do enjoy the work that I do when I protest. And absolutely, you can do both for sure. Either way, I will support your decision. There's a lot going on right now, and it's not for everybody. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And I can understand that. I can absolutely understand that. Yeah, because my channel has grooming, training, service dog stuff, as my service dog is belly up, sprawled across the wide ways across my bed, snoring her fool head off. I cannot with this dog. She is absolutely rotten. Absolutely rotten. Oh no. You'll have to email me a picture, and because I've seen a couple of different sets of SPTV nails. You'll have to email me a picture, see which ones they were. Because I admire all the nails. Like seriously, I'm always admiring the nails. Even my dog has her nails painted half the time. I kid you not. I paint my dog's nails. Well, Scooter Mom, if she emails them to me, then I'll forward it to you since I already have your email address. How's that? Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's literally just taking it moment by moment. But I'm a big advocate about, especially in very stressful or emotional situations. I am a big advocate about making sure you take your time to make big decisions. Always look at all your options before you make a decision. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look for sure. I'm gonna look after the live. Yep, for sure. I'm definitely gonna look. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I go back not this Sunday, but next Sunday for my next set. And I don't ever know what I'm gonna get. Um, I'm a stupid easy client. My nail lady. Um, I have two very simple rules. It used to be three, but now since I quit smoking and I just vape, um, I can drop one. So I have two rules. One, they've got to be flat because if I have to pluck the hair out of the ears on the dogs, then I need to be able to grab them like this. And I grab the hair and pluck the hair out of the ears. So they've got to be flat on the end. I can't do coffin or almond or any of that. It's got to be flat on the end. And then no red, because every time while I'm grooming, if I peek my nails through the hair and I glimpse red, my heart literally stops. Literally stops. You can't in the chat. Only mods and creators can share links, but if you email it to me, I can put it in the chat. My email is my screen name, my username, no spaces, @gmail. Um, and then, like I said, the red, cannot do red. Um, I cannot tell you how many times I have literally stopped my heart over red polish because I just glimpsed, one of my nails real quick and it was red and I was like, I cut a dog. I didn't, but you know, I just glimpsed that red real quick and it's like my heart literally stops. You would think after 20 years, over 20 years in the business, I wouldn't, do that, but yeah, I still do. They're not actually that long. They just look like it. Well, maybe they are. Um, I'm just used to them. I'm just used to them. I can type, I can do everything. I groom regularly. I did break the tip of that one off. Yeah, it oh god, my heart literally just stops. And then the rule that I dropped used to be no white. Because I smoked. Oh, SP's nails? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. Now these are short compared to what I normally have. They've been much longer than this, and I still work and I still groom but broke the tip of that one off. It got caught in the chain. Um, at the shop, I had a dog turning around on me and dancing, and the chain caught just the tip of the nail and snapped it. So, yes, the white would yellow because I smoked. So for years I wouldn't do white. Um, but now that I quit smoking, I can do white. So, but I never, yeah, I you'd be surprised at how many people are like, "Oh my God, how do you do your job?" It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Just an extension of my fingers and you don't use them as tools. Um, but I never go in with my own designs. I'm always the client that when asked, "What are we doing today?" Yeah, you do. You just get used to it. Um, I always look at my nail my nail lady's name is Mel. I always tell Mel, I'm like, "I don't know. What's your newest product that you wanna try? Um, what new technique have you seen that you wanna practice?" And that's that's how I get my nails. But Mel just had is getting ready to have a baby, so she's on hey, Sunrise. Um, she's on maternity leave, so her colleague is filling in for me right now, and, she's, tickled pink because it's the same thing for her, you know? No red, flat tips, anything else, I'm golden. Um, So now she knows she's gotta think of something when she sees my name on her books, because 'cause I'm never gonna walk in there with my own ideas. You know what, TARDIS? Same. I wipe my butt like everybody else, and mine aren't even that long. I mean, they're long, but they're not that long. But I get the same thing. I get the same thing. Wow. It's crazy, and it's always that's the number one. That and how how do I groom the dogs without constantly breaking them? Because I rarely break a nail, and when I do, it's something stupid like my pinky nail, it got caught in the chain, but I very rarely break a nail, and I only go for my fills every well, with Mel, I'm on auto book, so it's automatically set up for every 3 weeks, and then, with her colleague that's filling in, it's okay, um, it's, it's a little bit longer than that because of the way our schedules worked out, right? Hey, Kimberly, a bidet. Okay, it's not this phone doesn't have the I'll have to do it. I'll have to put in the comments, TARDIS, um, after the stream, 'cause it for some reason, I do not have a comment box to be able to comment. Oh, no, you're fine, Scooter Mom, 'cause, I also have IBS, diagnosed at 18 or 19. That's oh, dadgummit. Oh, Lord. There we go. Okay, so let me go back to my email. I will type it in on my tablet. Alright, Denver dot Chicky Rocky, um, right? Oh, second. Yeah, 8. There it goes. All right. Hey, Maya. Okay. Ah, patients here in my family. Right. I hear you on that one for sure. Got to turn that mic off. Probably we're getting some feedback. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I was diagnosed with IBS-D when I was 19. Uh, my mother, uh, was not. Hey, Red. She was diagnosed with severe acid reflux. And I know my grandmother had some digestion issues, but I don't know if it was IBS. So, yeah, not entirely sure. Okay. All right, I'm going. I gotta see these. Ow, that hurt. Mm, no, I don't want to put the app on my tablet. How much room on my tablet? Oh, I know I can play videos. So these green ones with all the gems, ombre kit. Oh no, that gems are and glitter is what's green. Are these seriously yours? Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, so back in the day when I was diagnosed, there wasn't a lot that could be done for IBS-D. They had a lot more treatments and medications for those are freaking gorgeous. I'm gonna have to get on my laptop to be able to play the video because my tablet keeps wanting to download the app and I don't have enough room on my tablet. So I'm gonna have to play the video after the stream on my laptop. Um, but those are gorgeous. Uh, so they put me on some nerve pills to try to slow down the nerves of my intestines, and that was not effective. after that, there wasn't really much at that time that they knew to do for IBS-D. And for years, I went untreated with anything, with any doctor for 20 years because no doctor wanted to really deal with it. That or they thought I was blowing it out of proportion, making it worse than it was. That's what they thought. I mean, I had doctors tell me that. I've had them tell me that if it was as bad as I was telling them, then I would basically be in a state of starvation. And your body can't be in, this is a doctor telling me this. Your body can't be in a state of starvation if you're fat. Yeah, you can. So, but now I have a doctor that um, has actually found a medication is that works really well as a multi-purpose, and one of the most common side effects is a slowing of the intestinal and digestional tract, which works really well for me because now instead of constantly being sick, so much so that I'm constantly nauseous, I'm constantly sick to my stomach, I'm struggling to eat anything outside of bland foods like bread and toast and um, plain pasta and plain rice. Lightly buttered salt and pepper rice was a staple for me. Just to try to not irritate my stomach. Um, for years, that's what I survived on. Plain pastas, things like that. Just something that could soak up the extra acid in my stomach because I was always so nauseous and had so much acid in my stomach. But this medication, it it's diagnosed or it's prescribed as a multi-purpose medication for me. It helps with sleep. It helps with my chronic migraines. It helps with a little bit with my general overall pain. It helps with some minor inflammation. It helps. I I have not, Kim. Um, and then, like I said, one of the most common side effects that most people have with this medication is a slowing of the intestinal and digestional tract. And if you're somebody who deals with a lot of constipation, that could be bad. But for somebody like me who is on the opposite end of that, and I have the IBSD, it works really well for me. So let me go back in the comments a little bit. Yeah, nerves, as if. There's definitely a difference between nerves and IBSD for sure. Yeah, I definitely cannot say I've had the same doctor since childhood. I gave up on medical treatment and care for almost 10 years because they treated me so badly here. Yeah, nerves just make it worse. So I have people ask me what exactly is IBS, and the easiest way for me to explain it is you've got two forms, IBS-C, IBS-D. Um, for those with IBS-C, very layman's terms, is the nerves of the intestines are not active enough, slowing the intestines too much. So then you deal with constant constipation. um, and then there's those like me who are IBSD. So the nerves are of our intestines are overactive, which means things go through our system before they're fully digested. You know, and nerves make it worse, but nerves are not necessarily the only um, contributing factor. Nerves can aggravate when you're nervous or stressed out or whatnot. Nerves can absolutely you know cause you to have a flare up, but it is not the cause. It is not the sole cause of IBS. But the physical nerves themselves and their activity level um, is what actually. Oh, it's rained the last 2 days. I hurt. Um, oh, the nerves are or the activity levels of the physical nerves themselves and the intestines is a contributing factor, but not whether stress, nervousness, or anything. Um, they can play a part in a flare up, but they don't cause. I can only imagine how brutal the surgery was. Yes, scooter mom. I wish sunrise, but the doctor I have now has been amazing, and I finally have a doctor that believes me, and that makes a big, big difference. So that definitely has improved my quality of life a lot. Yeah, that sound. So it stormed all afternoon yesterday. Oh, Kimberly, you poor thing. Well, I'm glad they found it, and I'm sure they removed quite a bit of it, or at least, broke it up for you. Yeah, that it's not anything to play with. When your patient is telling you something is wrong, freaking listen, man. I went so long without medical treatment and medical care that is actually what caused my this dog. This dog, y'all. She owns the bed. Now she's playing. Told you. She's literally taken over my bed. Literally taken over my bed. Rotten, I tell you. Rotten. Hi, Susan. Hi, Sherry. What are you doing, Mo? Is you playing on my bed? And here we go, sliding off. What doing? Are you coming on this side? What doing? Was you playing on the bed? Come here. Are you just gonna stretch and stand there and let me scratch your booty? Oh my goodness. Oh, I remember you. Yeah. Keith. Yes, Miss Mona. She's something else, ain't she? Well, if you're running your printer out of ink, at least I know you're going to have a ton of flyers because I designed these flyers to be easy to print and ink friendly at home. So I know you're going to end up with a ton of flyers. Hey, Nicole. I'm doing all right, my dear. I still have this lingering cough from this stupid cold, but otherwise, I'm doing pretty good. Finally. Cannot believe how long I was down with that cold. Oh my goodness. A week I was down, and that is unlike me. I slept. I never sleep, and I slept for days. I slept. That's all I did for days. On the flyers, or are you talking about the stream tonight? But yeah, I slept for days, and I never take naps, and I was taking naps. Um, I almost never sleep on the flyers. Good. Yeah, I tried to when I design my flyers, I try to design them, like I said, in a way that makes it easy to access for people who may not be computer literate. Yes, I actually have an email. I've been emailing with a wonderful, wonderful woman that has been helping me with some Spanish stuff. I just, with getting sick and then being so busy before that, I have not had a chance to go over them and get them uploaded to the Dropbox, but I'm going to be trying to work on that this weekend. Um, but yeah, I don't sleep through the night, which you guys all know I'm probably one of the worst insomniacs you'll ever meet. Um, even being medicated, it's still not like a full night's sleep. So, but I was sleeping. Yes, uh, yes, Keith. Um, but I was sleeping days, nights, afternoons, straight through. There was a couple days I didn't even make it up for supper to eat. I just slept, just absolutely slept all the way through. I guess my body was like, "Biatch, you need to sleep," and I slept because I got off. I started coming down with this on Wednesday. Got home from work Wednesday, kind of just kicked back and relaxed, but I didn't sleep. Had a live for a little while, or I popped in on a live with Dusty for a little while Wednesday night. And by Wednesday night, it was really kicking in. Slept all night. I got off of that live and went to bed. Slept all the way through the night. Got up Thursday, went to work, got off work. I wasn't home 15, 20 minutes, and I was out cold. Slept all the way through. Got up for a little while later that evening. Slept all of Thursday night, slept almost all day Friday, all night Friday night, got up for a few hours, went to work and did a few dogs on. I do not, because I've been on live, so I don't know. Um, Went to work for a few hours, did a few dogs, came home, and I felt great Saturday morning. But by the time I got home Saturday afternoon, I was done. I wasn't home 15, 20 minutes and I was out cold again, slept for 3, almost 4 hours. And then, um, I got up for a couple hours and then I was back asleep, slept all night Saturday night, didn't get up again until almost noon on 11:30, almost noon on Sunday. And I never sleep like that. Never. Kimberly, that'll work. That'll work. We will definitely do it. Xenu Merlin, you guys. However, I am not singing because ain't nobody want to hear that. I cannot carry a tune to save my life. Xenu Merlin, you guys, in honor of cricket. I bet she's still visiting and enjoying her time. She deserves it. He just got his bedtime treats. Oh, and then Keith, I was coming back to tell you, portrait is better for tape to poles. That's one of the reasons I did that, as well as some of the quarter sizes for those really thin poles. Um, just to kind of, just to try to have as many options to cover um, as many protest styles as possible. So yeah, don't nobody want to hear me singing. Yes, Xenu Merlin the proper way. Oh no, you're fine, Sunrise. We can go one night without singing it. We can go one night. Yeah, don't nobody want to hear me singing. Good Lord Almighty. Can't dance to save my life. I got 3 left feet and I'll trip over all 3 of them. Can't sing to save my life. Can't carry a tune. I sound like a rat in a bucket. So, yeah. Music, I love music, but I am not musically inclined at all. Oh, Keith, I am not amazing. No, not amazing. Just trying to do the right thing. Yeah, I do love my flavored water. Ooh, 2 nights in a row. That's right. She did play hooky last night. Yeah, Red. I love music, but nobody wants to see me try to make music in any way, shape, or form. Can't play a musical instrument, can't sing, can't dance. I got no rhythm. We're talking white girl rhythm over here, okay? Cannot dance to save my life. It's 3 left feet. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. We are not singing Xenu Marlene over here. Not happening tonight. It would not be a pretty sight. Yeah, I forgot Cricket, what she did take the day off yesterday too. That's all right. We can cut her some slack. Yeah, this is my dancing. You see me doing this sometimes when I'm getting my lives prepped and getting them and the live kicks in and you'll see me bebopping. This is my white girl dancing right here. This is as far as you're gonna see me go. Mm. Lily, that's a good idea. It's a very good idea. but I'm gonna make a suggestion on that. Um, yeah, sunrise. Peter, I'm technically not a white girl, even though I look like it. I'm Italian, I'm not white. And my husband is Puerto Rican, not white. But our kids, on the other hand, came out fair skin and red hair. Definitely look white. Go to church. Um, I love where your head is at, and that's a great idea. I'm just going to give you one little suggestion. If you're going to do this as a partnership with somebody else, try to find the person who has the most tact. Sometimes when you are dealing with, um, yeah, well, so with the black half, you've probably got a little bit more rhythm than I do as a white girl. Um, but the biggest thing with a lot, approaching churches as congregations to educate their congregation is many times, especially in big cities, and I know you're in Colorado, um, there are interfaith groups that get together, they meet, they do, community service projects, what's outreach, things like that. And Scientology has infiltrated many of those interfaith groups. So that's just a nugget to keep in the back of your mind, when you approach churches or congregation leaders, um, that they may be a part of an interfaith group, and many of those interfaith groups Scientology has infiltrated. Um, so I'm not saying don't do it in any way, shape, or form. I think it's a great idea. But if it were me, I would make sure that I approached it, um, very gently and with as much educational material as you can to prove your point, and do it tactfully, um, because they're already going to be, if Scientology has infiltrated that group, and they are part of an interfaith group, or um, big community service or community outreach reach, then they may uh, have had dealings with Scientology in these situations. And we all know how good they are at camouflage. And just in a situation like that, it would probably be a good idea to just approach it gently with as much um, educational material that you can. That's how I would approach it, because that's definitely a source that you want to try to keep those avenues open. Yeah, yeah. Phil Jones, man, I would definitely let him take the lead on that for sure. He's probably one of the best people to be able to interact with anybody from an interfaith group for sure. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, Nicole. Oh, that just gives me the chills, Nicole. See, and that's the thing I'm talking about, in that situation, if you were to go to one of those, meetings or something, or, needed to be there for whatever reason, and Scientology representatives were there, standard protest style is kind of not the way to approach it. Not in that setting. That yeah. Yeah, Phil and Willie, they're amazing. I mean, yeah, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine what they've gone through the last 10 years. Um, I used to- yes, Sunrise. Yes. So Nicole, that's kind of what they do. Um, what I thought. I'm looking for something. Oh, I need pop. I don't know what I don't know what I did with them, but I have minis printed out. Woohoo! That I'm gonna be sending out. I just don't know what I did with them. I put them somewhere so I wouldn't lose them. But anyways, they're on my community or in my Dropbox too. But I found um a copy of the Safe Point policy, and it's quite lengthy, so I had to cut it down a little bit to make it fit. And I created a flyer and a handout um, with it. So I have the full size 8.5 by 11, and then I also have the minis, which is the 4-in-1, so the quarter size, um, for handouts to law enforcement and officials. But I do have copies of the Safe Point policy available for educational purposes. Educational purposes. I'm so glad you guys did get him on YouTube. I really enjoy listening to him when he's live. I really do. That's the majority of Spanish speaking. Yes, this is true. Not all, but statistically, um, Spanish speaking are Catholic. I agree. Hey, Fluffer. That, yes. Sunrise literally um, just hit it. It's not that it was a bad thing for Phil being on the board. Phil is Kimberly. Phil is Phil Jones, and he is the father to Emily and Mike Jones, the brother and sister that are missing and haven't spoken to their parents in the last 10 years. He's the father. And Safe Point is the policy. Okay, I gotta find these handouts. What did I do with them? Safe pointing is the policy that L. Ron Hubbard came up with to give me my big box. Found them. I told you I printed out a big stack of them. Okay. Safe pointing is literally where they get in good with those in power. And make themselves look better than what they are so that they are less likely to be messed with. Yes. And Phil and Willie are the ones that put up the billboard in LA, but that is not the first billboard that they have put up. They did it again. They did it before too. Okay. So here's the Safe Point policy. Keep forgetting my camera's a little bit more this way. And these are little handouts. So on the back, they have the accusations and signs that it's a cult. So in late 1972, the founder gave a briefing on the subject of PR area control. This policy letter is compiled from notes on the briefing. Under application of Rule 1, fill the vacuum of PR Series 18, the instruction is given. I cut out some portion, and I noted that where there were extra periods, wherever I cut some of the text out. Whenever it is necessary to go into delivery operations without the prior step of making the safe point, a special unit must be set up and run at full steam to make a safe point and gain viable PR area control over all publics in the area. Basic essentials. The most important action to undertake when going about making a safe point is to carefully and painstakingly find out who exactly are the top dogs in the area in financial and political circles, and their associates and connections, and to what each one is hostile. A handful of allies with impressive sounding titles and positions is not enough. Viability depends on having all areas and persons who could affect or influence the operation under PR control. Most important are the groups who survey out to be the key, real powers in an area. These persons may or may not be those who occupy high political or social positions. They may or may not be the titular heads of large economic concerns. Research and survey alone can determine this. One must learn carefully his P's and Q's with regard to these people and take care not to step on their toes. Otherwise, one can get tromped on hard and will. This data must be learned and used. Without a safe point established as above, it is a waste of time to rush into dealings with a government or to promise them anything. It is too easy to step on hostile toes and to arouse suspicion of you or make you difficult to account for. Build your PR area control on well-researched, surveyed, and solid gradient. To maintain your safe point when you have started delivery, it is vital that you be able to detect the SPPTS characters on your delivery lines and handle him. L. Ron Hubbard, founder. That is the safe point policy. Yes, Sherry, it has been well documented that children are abused within the walls, behind the walls. It has been documented in court papers and everything. As late as soon as the Masterson trial, it was admitted to and documented in court under oath that Scientology actively covered up Danny Masterson's crimes for over 20 years. It was admitted to under oath. They are facing several lawsuits right now with allegations of kidnapping, extortion, child SA. And it goes on. There have been many financial institutions that will no longer do business with Scientology because of the frauds committed, credit card and bank fraud. And these are documented issues. And yeah, R1 visa abuse. They lie to, they purposely seek out those who are in precarious situations with their visa status. They go to conflict zones like Ukraine and Russia to recruit people under the guise that they're going to come to the United States for and be able to experience the American life. But they have to sign this billion with a B, billion-year contract as a religious volunteer to get the R1 visa to come to the state. That's fraudulent activity. I like to explain it this way. The Sea Org, which is where most of that R1 visa fraud takes place. The Sea Org is a modern day militarized slave labor workforce that you can't leave. You have no choice. If you leave, you are left with and charged with massive, massive amounts of debt. You, Momo, wake up, baby. That's a bad dream. Okay? Good girl. Not you. Um, you are forced to disconnect. Well, your family is forced to disconnect from you, leaving you, and many times leaving you either divorced or without resources once you leave. You, it's if you're a public or staff, a lot of times you work for other Scientologists. So if you decide to leave, you lose your job. If you're old enough and but you're still living at home with your parents and you leave, your parents have to kick you out, so you have no home. So it's many dirty deeds, many dirty deeds. And Scooter Mom is correct. Through the early 90s, they literally bullied and blackmailed the IRS and its individual agents with hundreds of frivolous lawsuits in order to get their tax exempt status back. And they did it in a way, and the contract, basically the contract that was written when they got their tax exempt status, there are 5 things that you must maintain for tax exempt status. And they were able to get the contract written to where 4 of them no longer apply. So we only have one way to get them. Um, I was not a part of Scientology. I personally do not know. Yes, Kimberly, exactly. And that's why we have to let them know. Maya, yes. So there are 5 ways that an organization can lose its tax exempt status. When they wrote that contract, they took 4 of them off the table. And those 4 out of the 5. Okay, Nicole. 4 of the 5 ways to get Scientology to be able to take away their tax exempt status no longer apply. And they cannot be audited on 4 out of those 5. The way out is the nearest door, exactly. They can no longer be audited on 4 out of 5 of the normal routes. My personal why, Sherry, is, yeah, Operation Snow White. I do not personally know anybody that was in. I've emailed with a few of the gems, but I've never spoken specifically to any. But my why is I grew up about 30 minutes down the road from Clearwater, and I watched as they slowly started buying up Clearwater. Now, I was not your average child. I have always, as long as I can remember, been fascinated with history. I've always studied wars, conflicts, cults, you know, all of that. I have been studying and learning about Scientology since I was a kid. And growing up, I watched as the land buy and the goal to take over Clearwater really began in earnest. And with the most recent land buy in downtown Clearwater, Scientology now owns most of downtown Clearwater. And they have a literal stranglehold on the economy of Clearwater. Yes, Going Clear is a fantastic documentary. Yes, Fluffer nailed it. It is like a real life Monopoly. Okay, so come on, cooperate. Um, Maps. So I'm going to show you guys. Um, that's the good Bobby. Um, as far as we know, no active Scientology is on the city council. However, there are Scientology supporters. Okay. Let me drop a pin on this. All right. It's not going to let me drop a pin. We'll just. Okay. All right. So right here, where Highway 37 and Highway 60 meet, right where that pin is, that is the Mulberry Phosphate Museum. That is my hometown. If you follow Highway 60 all the way across, Highway 60, so here's the Phosphate Museum. This is Highway 60. And Clearwater is right there. Show it on the other camera. Okay. So there's the Mulberry Phosphate Museum at highways 37 and 60. That's where I grew up, right there. If you follow Highway 60, Valrico, Brandon, Tampa, and then you got to jog a little bit on 275 to get back up to 60 here, straight over to Clearwater. That's where I grew up. There's Clearwater. When my husband and I got married, and I just screenshot, dadgummit, I hate when I do that. We went to Clearwater for our honeymoon, and we went to Honeymoon Island State Park. But we stayed in Clearwater. So there's Honeymoon Island State Park. Here's Clearwater. We follow Highway 60. This is where I grew up. A tiny little town. This is where I grew up. There's the high school. That's where I graduated high school. So I watched, because we used to go over and go, Dunedin, Clearwater, Treasure Island. We used to go all along here for field trips. Yes, Tampa and Clearwater are two different cities. So here's Tampa. Here's Clearwater. Here's the Tampa metro area. And here's Clearwater. No, there's little suburbs. Town and Country, West Chase, Oldsmar, Safety Harbor. There's suburbs, and there's a small part of the bay in between. So here's Tampa. Here's Clearwater. So, but we used to go over here for field trips for school, for friends hanging out, whatnot. We'd go to Clearwater all the time. So I watched as Clearwater it's not an actual suburb. It's close, but not an actual suburb. Oh, and Safety Harbor? There we go. Yeah. So my stomping grounds, I don't know if you guys saw the live that Aaron did from the Plant City org. I used to that's my old stomping grounds, Plant City, Mulberry, because if you follow Highway 60 back towards Clearwater, from Mulberry. Mulberry is the last city in Polk County. Plant City is the first city in Hillsborough County on Highway 60. So we would go to Plant City all the time. For us, it was better than going to the Lakeland DMV. We would go to Plant City DMV. We'd be in and out in 2 hours instead of 10 hours. So we would go instead of going to Lakeland for everything, even though Lakeland was in Polk County with us, we were closer to go to Plant City to do all our shopping and everything. So we would just go cross the county line or County Line Road, which is literally the name of the road that divided the counties. We would just cross County Line Road into Hillsborough County and go to Plant City because it was the very next city on the other side of the county line. And for us, it was closer than going all the way into Lakeland. So back in the day, we would just go to Plant City. So to see Aaron over in Plant City today was like, that's my old stomping ground. Because I'd go to Plant City all the time. I actually still have friends over in Plant City. So they have their own grooming shop over in Plant City. So, but that's how I got involved. That's how um this is something that I have followed for years. I have studied and I have learned and I have read and hey Pamela, this is not new for me. You figure I'll be 42 this year. And I have been studying this since I was a child. And then, I may not have dealings with Scientology personally outside of what I've witnessed as far as, the Clearwater takeover stuff and then, hearing the stories and everything. But then I also have my own personal I have familial background of old school Mormonism. My family is pioneer stock. Um, I currently live in the area that we migrated to and during the migration. Um, and while I was never a part of that, there's still that generational trauma. Yeah. Welcome down our rabbit hole, Sherry. For sure. But then I also have my own personal experiences with Southern Baptist and Pentecostal. So those I definitely have personal experience with. And so that makes me very empathetic. Hey, Scooter Mom. Um, growing up with my own, like I said, the generational trauma of old school Mormonism. Um, where I live now, because I do not live in Florida anymore. Um, ooh, Pamela, I hope you are handling that well. Um, but yeah, while my family roots come from the old school pioneer Mormonism, that can cause a lot of generational traumas. Um, so coming from that, and then being a military brat, and end up growing up in Florida, the deep South, where that really stronghold of that Southern Baptist and or Pentecostal, which I ended up in both. Um, it's it definitely opens your eyes to the plight of those who are stuck. Um, Not only do I have those experiences, but I'm also a two-time survivor of childhood SA myself. So I may not understand everything that the gems have been through, but I most certainly have an idea, and I am absolutely empathetic to the traumas that they've survived. I know what I've gone through damn near destroyed me. And it took a very long time to overcome what was done to me. Now, um, now I wouldn't change what I've gone through and what I've experienced because it is part of what's made me the woman that I am today and part of what has made me so open to life. But it's not easy to get to this point for a lot of people. And I mean a lot. Um, it's not easy, but it definitely helps me understand and have an idea of what the gems have survived. And it just makes me want to fight harder so that there are no more. That's my why. That's why I have always come back to Scientology. It's always been something that I've always wanted to be able to do something about, but I was never in a life situation or life position that I could do much. Um, like during the anonymous protests, I was in the middle of a divorce, kind of couch surfing. Can't really protest very well when you're still just trying to keep a roof over your head. Um, don't get me wrong, I tuned in, I paid attention. It's not like I didn't know what was going on or didn't follow it. I just couldn't be active. Now I can. and now I am. Yes. Um, most of their activity was 2007, 2008, Nicole. And seeing at that point, I was in Florida, so I could have gone to Clearwater, Tampa. Yeah, but I just was not in a life situation that I could participate. I was just trying to keep a roof over my head and get away from my ex. So, yeah, I've been there too. I used to have problems. Um, I've been clean for 25 years now. So, that was an avenue that I turned to for a while to self-medicate. Absolutely, Maya. Absolutely. I know they went through hell. All right, Miss Sunrise. Scooter Mime, right there with you. Right there with you. I must have missed what Pamela said. Yeah, I can subscribe. And you know what? That is absolutely perfect. Pamela, that is perfect. That's exactly what we need right now. Support and positive messages. That is exactly what this community needs right now. Not just us, but the entire community right now. It's positivity. Yeah. So you were working full time to support hubby through his program, and I was working full time just trying to keep a roof over my head and pay for my divorce. Oh, take care of Maya and take it easy during your therapy. But yeah, and I know a lot of people. I've said it that I grew up, close to Clearwater. Now you guys have actually seen the map. I literally 30 minutes right down the road. I mean, it's probably a little bit longer now, and with all the growth that has happened over the last probably 8 years, um, especially out in that direction. So it might be a little bit longer now, but back then it was only about 30 minutes to drive from where I live to the beach in Clearwater. So yeah, any and all positive support right now, for sure. That's also a big reason why I started doing these late night streams, was just to kind of help distract. Oh, I hate that. Yeah, I started and I really try to do these most nights, more often than not, just as a bit of distraction. And most nights, we don't even talk Scientology. Most nights, we talk craft stuff, we talk diamond painting, just a complete distraction. So, um, I started we talk nails, yes, we talk dogs. That's kind of a given with me, though. Um, but I know I started this profile in September of last year because I wanted to talk freely, and I didn't talk freely under my other profile because it's my name. Occasionally cats, yes. Um, I did not chat hardly at all under my main profile. I was in the channels, and I've been in the channels for God, forever. Um, but I rarely ever said anything because my profile was my name. And then back in September of last year, um, I created this profile so that I felt comfortable speaking freely. So I'm coming up on a year, and I have, let's see, oh, that stuck up on me. Let's see. Oh, I don't have Studio installed on this. Let's see. I can't pull it up because I don't have Studio. I don't have Studio downloaded on my tablet. Um, Let me check on my phone. Studio. As of right now, I only have 614 hours, view hours. Um, Heck yeah, Nicole, that's what I'm talking about. We can talk some dogs. Well, Pamela, I've definitely been trying to make it more of an effort to be on most nights. I do try to kind of hit the time between Carrie Ann and Cricket. Unfortunately, I tend to carry over into Cricket's life a lot of times. But I do try to try to keep the chat and the conversation as light as we can. No, it's not weird. It's not. Like I said, I just wasn't comfortable. Um, and so I just created a new profile with an ambiguous name. And that's how it came from. And once I felt more comfortable with that, then I became much more active in the chats. I'm addictive? Thank you, Scooter Mom. It does. It absolutely gets easier when you find the right place to be. Scooter Mom, that's how I did it before I created this profile. I would I would just talk to my phone or my computer and did the same thing. But once I created this profile, it definitely helped me feel more comfortable to be able to start commenting. Yeah, I usually hang out with Cricket too, but lately um like I said, I've been doing this for the last couple weeks, and then before that, I was just passing out before she'd get on. So, all right, Nicole, here's the thing. Large channel chats don't scare me anymore. Chat period doesn't scare me anymore. Like I said, that was one of the reasons I created an ambiguous profile. Um, and then I ended up going ahead and creating a full channel to go with it and started the channel. But I don't comment, even as well known as I am, not as playing as a popularity thing or anything like that. Because by no means is this a popularity contest. Um, it's just that because I'm somewhat active, a lot of people recognize my name. And then the flyers. Um, but what what keeps me from chatting in the larger channels is just the sheer amount of comments. Um, it's tough to for the creator to catch comments. It's hard to even be able to carry on even a short conversation with anybody you may know within the chat because there's so many people chatting and just the chat just flies in some channels. I can't keep up with that. So I tend to not chat in larger channels. There's only a few of the larger channels that I even watch regularly anyways. I prefer my time in the smaller channels um, to support those streamers, getting their watch hours, getting their subs, for those that do want to monetize, that's what helps them monetize. And for people interacting on their channel. When you have a smaller channel and you get regular interactions from your viewers, that's what helps to build your channel. That's what helps to get your stats up. So that's where I spend the majority of my time and energy is helping these smaller channels and helping these smaller creators getting their channels up and running. And then they hit 3, 4, 5,000, and you'll see me less often in their chats. It's not that I like them any less. I don't. That has nothing to do with it. It's just I'm not as active in those mid-sized channels, and then I'm certainly not active hardly at all in large channels. But I really enjoy, if I'm going to be spending my time and my energy, that's where I like to spend my time and energy, is to really help boost the small channels. That's why you see me chatting so much in the small channels if I'm not at work or if I'm not busy. Even when I'm at work, I have channels, small channels playing while I'm working and listening. I may not be able to interact as much as I'd like because I'm at work, but I've always got somebody going that's a small channel just to help boost their stats. That's that's how you do it. Oh, Sherry, you are fine, my dear. So many of us here are actual Scientology protesters. Me, Scooter Mom, um, Red has been out. Sunrise wants to go out. Um, who else? Who else was in the chat tonight? Um, Dr. Mark is a supporter. He's one of our regular viewers for protesters. You know, so you are fine. Even if you don't bring it up, I'm sure there will be times that one of us probably will. I have no doubt about that. Just because many of us are within the community, the anti-Scientology community. We're either protesters ourselves, like me, and Scooter Mom. We are both active protesters. I provide a lot of the flyers that are used for protesting within the community around the world. Um, that's kind of my gig. I make a lot of flyers. Oh, Keith was here earlier. He's a protester. Um, he'll be going out protesting tomorrow. Um, so yeah, you don't have to worry about that. We would not find it hurtful at all to talk Scientology by any means, and it's what we do. But yeah, we can definitely talk dogs. Oh, you did, Scooter Mom. Yeah, see here, Scooter Mom came to know me first from my flyers. Yeah. Yeah, Maryland's one of those mid-sized channels. So you'll see me occasionally. You'll see me more active in Maryland's channel um, than you would say Aaron or Streets or any of those other big channels like that. You'll definitely. Um, but even at that, it's not as much as it used to be. And that's just simply because sometimes I don't feel like my comment, it's not necessarily that it's worthy, but is not worth adding to the scrolling chat. Does that make sense? So I kind of just, yeah, even on slow mo, it's fast. Yeah, small channels. Yeah, boosting those small channels. Even if you're popping in for 10-15 minutes on a small channel and you make 4 comments, that is massive as far as pushing the small channels. You know, in that short period of time to make a few comments, say hi to a few people, stupid hiccups, um, while you have a few minutes in that chat. That's what really helps to push the algorithm for the smaller channels. And that's how it gets how us smaller channels are going to get our time and everything. Yeah, sometimes you feel like chatting and sometimes you don't. Yep, lurking in the large channels. Caps lock always makes you laugh. Now, I'm gonna be honest with the caps lock issue. A lot of creators don't like it. Doesn't make a hill of beans to me. I don't care one way or the other. However, I tend to get in trouble a lot because I forget to turn my caps lock off when I go to make a comment. Most mods have learned now that it's not intentional and I'm not yelling at anybody. It's that because I'm usually working on flyers or, this stuff, while I'm listening to streams, and I forget to turn my caps lock off and I'm not paying attention, and I'll just type out my message real quick and then hit send, and I forget the caps lock is on. And I know, Sunrise, I know you will get out there. I have no doubt about that. Just making the logistics work is what's holding you up. Thank you, Nicole. I do try. I only caught part of it up until he ran into Solomon, and then I started my stream. Yeah, that's and there's you're in South Africa, so you could probably still be able to watch some of the European streamers around the same time. And replay helps too. Comments after the lives are over helps. Liking the streams always help. Yeah, that's Nicole, that's another thing I do. If I see that there's a creator that's just not pulling in very many reactions or comments, then yeah, I do the same thing. I try to get the chat moving. Your nails catch the cap lock. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and finish watching then. Yeah, there usually are a lot. And that's one of the reasons that I really want to prioritize my time to the channels where it's going to be most effective. And that's why I focus one of the reasons I focus on the smaller channels. Awesome. Dude, you're gonna have to make sure, Sunrise, you definitely make sure I know when you go out, because if there is a way that I can watch, I absolutely will be watching. Yeah, 2 times. Double speed is my bestie too. Absolutely. Yeah, but, I'm serious, Sunrise. You get that figured out, you get it scheduled, you better tell me, because if I find out you went out protesting for your first time and I miss it because you didn't tell me, we gonna have a come to Jesus. If I miss it because you don't tell me, Mm-mm. Yeah, SPTV Atlanta. I've seen her. Yeah. Yeah, you better. Because we're gonna have a come to Jesus if I miss it because you didn't tell me when you go out. We're gonna have a come to Jesus. But I do not want to miss you going out for your first time. That's like what's the word I'm looking for? That's a milestone. That's the word I'm like, that's a milestone. Kind of like you, Scooter Mom. Yeah, your first time going out live protesting, it's a milestone. I miss it because you didn't tell me. Mm-mm. Yeah. Now, which is closer? You know what? I'm not even going to try to diamond paint because we got to talking and chit chatting tonight. There is no diamond painting. I'm going to have to change the name of the stream. Ah. Okay, so you're like me between Vegas and Salt Lake, like dead smack in the middle. Heck yeah. There you go. You can go either way. Yep. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Soon as Nicole said it, I knew somebody was going to say something. It's all right, Cherry. And my streams can sometimes go in about 10 different directions, sometimes all at the same time. Sometimes all at the same time. Mm. See, I could never pull something like that off. It's too much cricket chat. Yeah. Um, I'm I was already so well known for my flyers before I started protesting because we couldn't get out of town to get to Vegas for me to actively protest until the weather cleared. And so by the time I was able to get there, pretty much everybody already knew who I was. And if this community knows who I am, then they most certainly already know who I am. I mean, I'm not stupid. Here. Um, so it wasn't, I wasn't even gonna chance it. I'm too, what's the word I'm looking for? Too unique in my appearance. And it's hard to, um Okay, I'm just making sure. Let's go to Google so I can get the link. Um, it's hard to okay, you got it. Because I was gonna put the link in there. Never mind. Um, it's hard to hide who I am. So I never even attempted it. I'm too unique looking with the tattoos and piercings and all that can't exactly cover everything up. So, oops. Um, so I didn't even attempt it. Okay. Why is it not going? It's not playing my video. So I can't keep an eye on things. There we go. There we go. All right, let me go back. Sweet. Yeah, all of you guys that have channels, definitely put your channel in. Or after the stream, um, um, add it to the comments. Because if you go that route, you can just click on the profile picture and you can go straight to that person's profile to make sure you're subscribed. So if you need subs, if you need hours, please make sure you put that in the comments. Yeah, that's it. That yes, covered head to toe with earmuffs. That's exactly what I would have to do. I'd probably have to wear my contacts, take my glasses off because, I look like a completely different person without my glasses. Oh, goodness. Oh. So, holy crap, it's almost 1:30. Where does the time go? Yeah, that's right. I haven't gone clear. This is true. Mm, I'm just getting blinder and blinder every year. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Yeah, I'm definitely getting blinder and blinder every year, for sure. Ah, but I like these glasses because I can put different frames on them. These ones are sunflowers, of course. Now I have um, sugar skulls, and then I have like they're teal glitter and sunglasses. And then I have ones that are black glitter. So, yes, time does fly when you're having fun. Oh, thank you. Yeah, these are sunflowers. Oh, sunrise, honey, you need to get to bed. Okay. Here's what we told somebody earlier. Your chat is an extension of your living room. Your chat, your rules. This is my me time. I know that feeling too. That's kind of why I don't want to get off. The kids are in bed, husband's in bed. Um, your chat is an extension of your living room. You decide what is acceptable and what is not, what you will allow and what you won't. Those that want to be there will respect the rules and boundaries that you've put in place. Those who are there for alternative reasons, it's called a timeout or hide from channel. Your chat, your living room. You're not the only one, so am I. I am also one of Becky's mods. It just so happens that when she has been going live, I have had other commitments and haven't been able to be there. But I'm right there with you. But I just haven't been in her chat much because, like I said, when she's going live, I'm either live or getting ready to go live, or I'm committed to other things and I'm not even on. So I've missed and I have caught most of that when it hasn't. I'm not getting into details. I've caught some of her streams were on replay, not all. Yeah, and see, Red, after all this time, I can say I'm a mod now too. All this time, I just absolutely refused to become a mod. But then, I spent so much time in these smaller channels, and that's kind of how it happened, is that um, they needed somebody they could trust to help them get while they were getting started. And that's kind of how me modding came about. I can imagine. Yeah, yeah. People absolutely will just at you. That was how I got my first mod gig. it was Saul when he first got to LA. He only had a couple people. And I do remember you warning Blake too. I absolutely do. Um, I remember. I absolutely remember that. Um, but it was when Saul Goodman first got to LA. Yeah, everybody does love Blake. He's such a sweet guy. Um, and he didn't have. I mean, he was just starting out on really building his channel and protesting. He didn't have. I think he only had one or two other mods at that time, and he's like, it was a voluntold situation, and because I knew he was probably going to need the assistance, being in LA as a practically brand new streamer, I was like, go for it. Go for it. Yeah. Now I'm an honorary mod in several channels, like Miss Kim. Um, who else? I was an honorary mod in Danny's channel, but I guess he took a lot of those away, which is fine. Um, there was somebody else just the other day. I noticed I had a wrench. Dusty, he made me a mod. Um, I didn't even set out to be a mod for yes, Miss Kim. She's a doll. I've been with her almost since she started. So I've been with her for a while. Yeah, a lot of people will. Yes, Dusty will absolutely throw wrenches at you. Throw one at me. But I know why some of the smaller creators do that is when you have been in their chat a lot and they've gotten to know you, and it's they want to try to kind of recognize those that have been with them for a while, like Miss Kim did with a lot of her OGs, me being one of them. But most people also knew, even before I started doing modding, that yeah, it is a compliment. Um, a lot of people already knew that even if I wasn't a mod, stupid hiccups, I was still somebody that would help. Um, and I would call myself an honest helper, but it would that prefers to stay on the sidelines. And a lot of that was because I felt like, because I do so much while I'm listening to streams, like working on my flyers, crafting, dealing with my kids, I do a lot while I listen to the stream. So I'm not always paying attention, especially if I'm working on flyers or my informationals and handouts and stuff, or my stickers. I actually don't even have the stream pulled up on the screen. I just have it playing in the background. So I'm not even able to look at the stream easily. So I always felt like I would be being a mod would be a disservice to the creator because I'm not always paying attention to chat. So that's a big reason, the biggest reason why I didn't mod for so long, because I didn't want to be a disservice. But now that I have so much information up in the Dropbox that has slowed down quite a bit. And with the stickers, that's something where I can print out a bunch of them and I can work them in stages and I can actually pay a little bit more attention to the chat. So now it's not quite as much that pulls my attention away. Now I feel like I can be a little bit more active in helping with modding and stuff. So and then I'm also now a mod for Keith too. So but I'm still not taking on a ton of channels because I still have too many of my own, responsibilities. I'm just going to be taking on, of course, the honorary mod for like Miss Kim and Dusty. Um, Keith now, and then if I'm able, I may pop into Becky if, like I said, if I'm able. It just seems like I'm not able to a lot when she goes live because timing wise. Yeah, right now I only have 2 people on my block list. That's it. So I'm also the same way. Um, I don't even block people or hide people from the channel when I'm modding. I personally will leave that decision for a permanent ban from a channel up to the creator. But I will time somebody out for 24 hours. But taking access away from somebody to a channel, for me, this is only for me, I feel that should be left to the creator to decide whether to issue a permanent ban or not. So I don't block anybody from channels or hide anybody from channels when I'm modding. I will time somebody out for 24 hours, but I don't hide people from the channel. Yep. Yep, Pamela. I bounce back and forth between my laptops. So I have 3 different laptops. I have one at the shop that I use there. Then I have 2 at home, one on my bed and one on my desk. Because I have a whole nother desk over here. This is my home office. This is my crafting desk. Yeah. And as a creator, um, myself on top of just so as a creator first, a viewer first, then a creator, and now a mod, um, that's just my personal viewpoint. Um, the 2 people that I have blocked on my channel were people that came at me as trolls. I have no patience for trolls. Like I said, in my capacity as a mod, I will time somebody out for 24 hours. But I won't personally hide them from a channel simply because I just, as a creator, I feel that decision should be left up to the creator. Will hide obvious trolls bots for someone that's repeatedly, yeah. Now bots, yeah, I probably would go ahead and hide bots. Um, but even obvious trolls, I'll be quick to go ahead and hide them for 24 hours. Um, I just have a hard time convincing myself. And this is a me issue. This is not, I am not saying anything bad against any of the other mods that do hide. Um, yeah, and that's what I respect about you. When you do hide somebody or something, I have seen you say, I did this to the creator. Yes. And I do respect that. Um, but as somebody who's kind of on every side, who has been on every side of it, um, it's just a personal thing. It's a me thing. I just don't want to take away that. Um, I don't want to be the one that takes away that permanent access. I just, that's going to be for any creator that I do mod for, that will be the creator's choice, but I'll hide them for 24 hours with a quickness. Hey, Brian. This one's chat may have first. Yeah. And I don't blame you, Scooter Mom. Not at all. Um, sometimes you also, as a viewer, you have to weigh your peace of mind. Now, I don't hide or block a lot of people on my channel, um, because I don't want them to lose access to the link for the Dropbox. So I can put up with quite a bit, but if you're gonna, the two that were blocked on, that I have blocked on my channel, the two people, they were absolutely ignorant trolls that came at me. Me, not my flyers, not my anti-Scientology work, not any of my grooming stuff, my service dog stuff, my craft stuff, not it. They came at me personally. And that is what I will not tolerate that. I got no time nor patience for that shit. I laughed at their comments because it was just absolutely insane, and then hit the block. I mean, I have no patience or tolerance for stupidity. Oh yeah, but for sure, the disrespect Tommy and yeah, no, nope, nope, nope. Yeah, that's, like I said, I respect the way you handle it, even though you do block people. I respect the way you handle it because you do tell the creator that you do it. There's a lot that, you know, haven't apparently over time, and that has caused a lot of problems. So no, the way you handle it, I absolutely respect. Yeah, I did. I can imagine some of the ones y'all get read for sure. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, Sunrise. That's what I'm saying. I respect the way you handle it, because you're one that's like really upfront about shit, and I really respect that. But as we can see, that there have been some apparent issues with other things. So, the best way to avoid that is to do exactly what you do. And be upfront. Ow. be upfront and, open and say, "Hey, I did this," and just put it right in the chat so everybody can see, so there's no questioning. I respect that. Yes, Scooter Mom. Absolutely. Um, and sometimes that can be a good thing, and sometimes that can be a bad thing. You have to weigh the flow of your chat because I have no mods, but I have not had a lot of stupidity in here. I rarely get more than, but I've got 13 viewers right now. Um, so that's not something I can't handle on my own. It's a respectful chat. Even the trolls that I had to block, that I did block, weren't even from a live stream. They were comments left on, one was on a community post and one was on a video after the fact. So, I mean, I don't keep at it, Scooter Mom. Seriously, keep at it. You will get there. You absolutely will get there. It just takes time. Because for the longest time, I had maybe 5 people in my chat. Sunrise will tell you, because she's been with me for a very long time. Um, yeah. Oh, I forgot about Cults and Crims, yeah. The other ones I did list, though, Red. I forgot about Cults and Crims. Oh, dude, Red, email me her channel so I can sub. Dude, Brian or Sunrise, one of you are gonna have to let me know when that stream is gonna be so I can watch. I mean it. Oh, I love this. Oh, y'all are making the plans right in my chat. I friggin' love it. Yes. Oh my God, yes. You were the only one, and my kids were stealing my daggone popcorn. That was right after Christmas. Yep. Because that was Christmas popcorn that they were stealing. Oh, shits. Yes. But you know what? I've kept at it. I've had my highs and lows. I've had my lows where I haven't posted as much, but I have kept at it. Friday afternoons. I will try to remember that, Brian. Yeah, I'm gonna try to tune in for that one, for the DJ Nico one too. Oh, Kimberly, you remember my popcorn fiasco? Yeah, little snots. We did have a lot of fun that night, though. We absolutely had a lot of fun that night, and they still giggle over that when I bring it up. Still, my youngest is like, when I bring it up, just, "Where's the popcorn? Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. Yeah. No, we still giggle over that. Yes. I really enjoy spending time with my kids. Um, I have never not had my children with me. Um, we homeschool, so they regularly go to work with me. If they're not with me, then they're with dad. Um, they get mad at me sometimes because, I have to be mom sometimes, and they don't like that. But there has only ever been one time, one time my oldest told me, I hate you. And it did not turn out well for her because she did not get the reaction that she wanted. My oldest is my mini me to a daggone T. Okay. Attitude and all. I mean, so we butt heads. Love the girl to bits, but we butt heads. And we got into a tiff, and she was getting mad at me because I wouldn't let her do something. I don't even remember what it was now. This has been several years ago. And she stomped off, turned around, stomped back, looked at me, threw her head back, and screamed at me, I hate you. And you're probably going to think I'm a terrible mother, but I started laughing. Oh, yeah, no, popcorn is not your friend, Brian. Not at all. Um, all right, Sherry, you are more than welcome to join us anytime, my dear. I really enjoy having you in the chat. Um, but she was not happy because she didn't get the response that she thought she was going to get. She thought I was going to be all butthurt and start crying and be like, "No, please forgive me." She's got the wrong mama for that. Um, I started laughing, like hysterically laughing. I don't know why, because it wasn't funny, but it kind of was. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, my day is definitely over. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely, Nicole. Oh my goodness, Kimberly. How well did that go over? But yeah, so I start laughing absolutely hysterically because at the moment it was literally the only response I had. And when I finally catch my breath, I looked at her and said, "Good, that means I'm doing my job. I'm not supposed to be your friend. I'm supposed to be your mom." First, last, and only time she has ever said that to me. And the youngest has never. She learned from the oldest that it gets you absolutely nowhere. I mean, I was hysterically laughing, like crying, like tears rolling down my face, just absolutely hysterically laughing. was not the response that she was expecting. First, last, and only time that she has ever said that she hated me. Words have never come out of her mouth again. Yeah, no. Brian, you are not allowed to have popcorn. Everybody keep the popcorn away from Brian. Yeah, no. That is not good. Yeah, Scooter Mom. It absolutely was the funniest thing. And it was the last response that she expected out of me. She thought I was gonna just she thought I was just gonna be so emotionally wrecked that she hated me at that moment. But I was a kid once, and those feelings are temporary. Kimberly. Absolutely priceless. Absolutely priceless. So, but yeah, no, that was the first, last, and only time my oldest has ever said that she hated me. And my youngest was standing there, like literally fish gapping, at the mouth, like that, because she had no idea what to do or say, or whether she needed to run and hide, or if she needed to, she had no idea what to do. Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So she learned early on that, that's not going to get what you want. There is absolutely no point in telling mom that you hate her because you're not going to get the response that you want. Yeah. 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 No, that's absolutely hilarious, Kim, for sure. So that sounds like something my youngest would do. I could absolutely see my youngest doing that. And the funny thing about my youngest is she is so vicious that she would do it while she's staring at me. My youngest, Lord have mercy, my youngest is something else. She just turned 11. That girl is something else. Yeah, I've been circling the rentals as well as the jobs because you got to make money to pay for the rental. By all means, Pamela, because I'm telling you what, it literally was the last thing my oldest was expecting. Because I'm not here to be their friend. And I tell them that all the time. I am here to be your mom. We can be friends when you're an adult, but I need you to be a kid and I have to be your mom to teach you how to be an adult so that I know if something were to happen to me and your dad, you know how to take care of yourself. So, Kimberly, we tell my youngest all the time she's a Sour Patch Kid. And it is so true. Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are, Nicole. Yeah, Chucky doll. I'm gonna have to use that one on my youngest, and I will get back to you on what her reaction is. She will probably laugh at me and say thank you. I'm dead serious. She will probably laugh at me and say thank you and take it as a compliment. That's the scary part. Yeah, Scooter Mom, but you're in the Toronto area, and Toronto is like stupid expensive. Like it's stupid expensive in Toronto. Oh, I bet Sunrise. And just think this is just another way for you guys as adults to be able to bond and create that friendship. That's what I tell my kids all the time. I'm not supposed to be your friend right now. There will be time for that in the future. I got to be your mom first so that I know you can take care of yourself if something happens to me. Mm. And once you're an adult, then we can be friends. That's what I tell them all the time. Yeah, I don't have that kind of relationship, Sunrise, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, Brian. I get that. I think that's kind of why I approach raising my kids the way I do too, is to try to break some of the cycles from the past. So I totally understand that. Yeah, I don't have that kind of relationship with my parents. I have no contact with my mother, and my father and I are still in the process of rebuilding. So, Kimberly, I can absolutely see that being me and my kids when they're older. Absolutely. Especially my youngest. It it is what it is. Um, there's reasons for it. Uh, I've said this before. I've been through a lot in my life, and you know, we all have that saying that if I could go back in time and do this or do that, um, for me, if I could go back in time and change one thing, the one thing I would change was me picking up my first pack of cigarettes at 11 years old. That's what I would change, because it then took me the next 30 years to quit smoking. And even then, I'm not 100% because I still vape, but I'm done with tobacco or with cigarettes. Um, that would be the one thing, because all of my other life experiences have changed me as a human, as a woman, as a mom. Um, I Hmm, really? Yeah, yeah, it's not the same for sure, Scooter Mom. But I would not be who I am today if I didn't have those experiences. Now, I'm not saying those experiences weren't hard. I'm not saying that those experiences didn't cause trauma. They most certainly did. And one day I will share my story. Um, I've already told my dad that, and he was surprisingly supportive. Um, all of my experiences culminate with shaping me and building me into the person I am today. And I wouldn't change that. I am finally happy with the person I am. It's been hard. It most certainly is not fair, but it has shaped me. And without those experiences, I would not be the person I am today. The difference is there are some people that are just very toxic to the person I am today. And I prefer to not have that toxicity, because not only does it continue to affect me, but it also now affects my children. And that is a line I will not cross. So choices had to be made. Choices were made, some by me and some not. But the choices I made were what I felt was best for me and my family. Exactly, Pamela. Our experiences definitely shape us. I've had some tough stuff, and I sometimes wish I could learn those lessons without the toughness, but then I wouldn't be me. That is exactly the same way I feel. The experiences I had were not easy. And for some people, there are a lot of people that would not be able to make it through what a lot of us have made it through. I was just too damn stubborn to give up. That's what it boils down to. And my kids are at an age, they're old enough now. I have given them the autonomy to make choices for themselves concerning the relationship and whether they want to have a relationship with my mother or not. And they have chosen not to. Yeah, stubborn like a boulder, exactly. I'm really glad that I've connected with you too, Pamela. Exactly, Sunrise. That's kind of what I've been talking about. It's our experiences contribute, good or bad, to the people that we become. And I really like the person you are. I really do. Think you're kind of badass. Absolutely. I don't tune into the lifeboat quite as often as I used to, but I still drop in occasionally. I just don't chat like I used to. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. That definitely means a lot. I appreciate it. I think a lot of you guys are pretty badass people. But it is 2:15. Yeah. It just the timing of the boat now, a lot of times I can't make it. But when I do have that few minutes, I do try to drop in for a few. Finding keys on the keyboard. I know that feeling. But it's 2:15 and hubby just got up so he can get ready for work. So I'm gonna run upstairs and spend a few minutes with him before he goes to work. So I'm gonna get off. Ooh, bless your heart. That, my dear, is definitely a handful. But we'll be here whenever you need that little bit of a break, for sure. Yes. Sending you all love, and we will definitely be back. Um, I'm gonna try to be back on again tomorrow night, but we'll see how that goes. Um, I still have to put my house back together after the windows. Um, we got the majority of it done this afternoon, and went and got a stock trailer, livestock trailer, paid that off. Yeah, it's been a busy day. I'm going to try to hop on tomorrow night. Yeah, I totally understand that. For a long time, that was the same for me, for sure. Yes, big group hugs. I love you guys, and I will try to be back on tomorrow. Maybe not stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning again, though. I'm not supposed to do that anymore. So, sending you all hugs and love, and I will talk to you guys again later. Yep. Hugs and good vibes. Oh, don't forget, in the comments after the video, you guys go put your channel links in. Say whether you need subs or hours or both so people can find you easier. We'll talk to you guys later.